This video is sponsored by Raycon. More on that later. Hi, happy Monday and Valentine's Day, baby. Speaking of Valentine's Day, do you know what I love the most in this world? Inspirational videos. Most of the time, the stories that inspire you the most are ones that you can directly relate to. Maybe, for example, something like bully makes fun of new kid's name, or wife cheats to save marriage. You know, situations that you'd normally expect to happen in real life. And I feel like that's where the real inspiration comes from in these videos. It's a connection to reality, even if the situation is acted out, okay? So I want to play a game with this. Have you ever heard of the game Never Have I Ever? So we'll put 5 fingers up and I'll say, never have I ever seen a, and I'll read a title of one of these inspirational videos. And then you're going to put a finger down if you've ever experienced that situation. We'll just play until one of us has all of our fingers down. Okay. So put your 5 fingers up now. Here we go. Okay. So never have I ever seen a teacher take a dump on a student's essay. Okay, I'm clean for this one. Never have I ever seen an evil nanny force a 6-year-old boy to try crack. Okay, that one's kind of specific, but I haven't experienced that one. Let's just go on to the next one. Never have I ever seen a husband relive Valentine's Day 100 times. How's that even a video? Okay, what could that possibly teach someone? Never have I ever seen a husband divorce his wife for farting. Never have I ever seen a nanny force a gluten-allergic boy to eat gluten. Never have I ever seen a nanny buy a disabled boy beer. Try a Mortal Kombat fatality on a nerd. Son kills a mom for an Oculus 2. Classmates attack kid named COVID. Never have I ever seen Elon Musk. It's true untold story. Must see end, the richest African American in the world. What is going on? Oh my God, I think I just blacked out. Are you still there? Did either of us win? Sameer Bhavnani needs to be stopped. You may have seen his videos on channels like Cody Co, Memulous, or Rebel D, but there's so much more to uncover here. But for those who don't know, let's talk about who Sameer is. Sameer Bhavnani is a video producer and what I presume to be a director for multiple YouTube channels. The main one that most people talk about is a channel titled after his own name. And he makes these inspirational, scripted, situational videos. If you've ever watched Darman, someone who my good friend Jarvis Johnson has been diving deep on for a while now, you'll understand where these kind of videos have come from. Inspirational clickbait using easy to understand dialogue to tell a story that's going to reach a lot of people. And it does just that. These videos get a staggering amount of views. And even though on many of these channels, including Darman, you will stumble across many instances of dangerously spreading racist stereotypes and walking the line of what can even be considered inspirational.
Don't your parents feed you or something? All day long just to feed some kid whose parents probably don't work.
Oh, you're trying to steal from us, aren't you?
And you say that my parents probably don't feed me because they're poor, don't work. But the truth is, my dad is the vice president.
The people who watch these videos really could not care less about that. And people noticed how much of an audience people like Darman were getting because a lot of creators were soon to follow and try the exact same thing. Iterations of this inspirational clickbait genre spread across the internet, and Sameer Bhavnani must have seen the massive potential for money here because he jumped onto this genre. And he jumped on hard. Over a year ago, he started with the hard-hitting lessons of racist landlords and a lot more lessons about racism against black people that Sameer pretends to understand the experiences of. But as he began to understand his audience a little bit more, his videos became more and more absurd. And when I say absurd, I am massively under-exaggerating.
Oh my God.
Tim.
What was that? Was that a fart?
Yeah, so what, Tim?
That's disgusting. In 5 years of marriage, I've never heard you fart.
Holding them in is bad. I read online today that a woman died from holding her farts.
What are you doing, birthday elf?
He is so abusive.
Hey, man!
Karen, you are cheating on me.
Watch your language.
Yeah, that's real. That's Sameer. So over these next 3 weeks, I want to dive deeper on not only who Sameer is, but the other channels that a lot of people don't know anything about. Sameer has 3 channels. The first one being his disgusting stereotypical clickbait high school video project abomination channel. But then we have another channel called To Catch a Cheater, which seems to be a reality show about partners who suspect that their partner's cheating, but in reality, it's a very poorly acted and scripted attempt at bizarre situations that only someone as confident as Sameer Bhavnani can pull off.
There you go. Sorry for staring. You're way more pretty than your LinkedIn profile picture. It's kind of shocked. Wow. Can I get a kiss?
Excuse me?
You want the job, right?
No. Yes. Can't believe you. You're big.
Now, the channel doesn't promote itself as connected to Sameer in any way, but it has it linked in his channel's featured section. And a few months ago, he made one of his inspirational videos based off of To Catch a Cheater. And in the video, you can see the YouTube plaques on the wall behind the actor that says To Catch a Cheater on it.
Can you tell us why you named your dog Petrie?
Because when we first got him, his poos were small like a petri dish.
Now, the final channel that he has is one called American Justice Warriors, and it's sort of a spin on To Catch a Cheater. It was also promoted as To Catch a Thief. And with this channel, Sameer is actually directly starring in a lot of these videos, and it's another horribly scripted and acted series pretending to be reality.
Today, we're gonna PlayStation 5 Thieves.
Now, Sameer does have a 4th channel that I don't really want to dive any deeper into, but it is one that he made for his 3-month-old daughter. He promoted it at the end of one of his videos, and it's really bizarre.
And if you have time, my daughter created a channel. She's the youngest YouTuber on YouTube, only 3 months old. Her videos are going to be amazing. She hasn't created any yet, but they're going to be good, I guarantee it. So if you want, you can follow her channel. Link is in the description and in the comment section. She already has 1,000 subscribers and not even one video out. Isn't that amazing?
Since this kid can't even talk yet, the channel's pretty low on content, but I assure you that Sameer is counting down the days until he can monetize his child, like he does with everything else in his life. So with that very long intro out of the way, this week we are going to be talking about Sameer's main channel and talk about the content that comes along with it. But before that, let's talk about today's sponsor. Hit it! What is up, Connors, and welcome back. Oh, you thought I was saying what's up to a guy named Connor? No, I was saying what's up Connors, as in people who enjoy Raycons, today's sponsor. If you don't know what Raycons are by now, you must be living under a rock. Raycon gives you earbuds that give you quality audio at half the price of other premium audio brands. And Raycon's everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound better than ever. Raycon's earbuds have optimized gel tips that make for the perfect in-ear fit, and these earbuds are comfortable and they will not budge, and you can take my word for that.
We don't believe you.
Oh, you don't believe me? Let me test it out right now for you. Stick them in. I won't even let the beanie get in the way. I'll wear it like this. Shake test. These babies offer you 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. That's more than a day, I think. And if you don't want to take my word for it, Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 48,000 5-star reviews. So if you want to join me and get Raycon's everyday earbuds, go in the description below and click the link, or go to buyraycon.com/nickgreen to get 15% off your order. Thank you again to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Let's go back to the fun. Welcome back. Many of you have heard of Sameer Bhavnani, and he probably does not need much of an introduction, but the amount of disrespectful and downright ableist, racist, sexist, and every other instance there is astounding, and it's not talked about enough. In this video right here, racist landlord uses gun on black guy. Sameer starts the video by telling the audience that they used fake guns in this video, which makes it kid-friendly, I guess.
We used obvious fake guns in this video to keep the video kids friendly and to make sure no actors got hurt.
I mean, they used fake guns in John Wick, but I don't really think those movies are kid friendly, so I'm not really sure why Sameer says this, besides for the fact that he doesn't want his video to get demonetized. Now, Sameer very commonly uses the fact that some of the characters in his videos are very racist as an excuse to make racist comments and jokes through the character's mouth. Now, this is something that can be tasteful and work when it's in a film that has an impactful commentary on racism, but not so much when the only reason that the character is saying these things is for the sake of being a racist person.
What do you think you're doing? Hands up.
I'm sorry, but I'm trying to get into...
Shut up. I know exactly what you're doing. You're a filthy black man trying to break into my house. Oh, so you think I'm gonna believe a black guy like you can afford a property around here? I'm a white guy and I can't even afford anything around here.
Why would I try to break it into an empty unit?
I'm just squat. Probably do drugs in there. I don't know what you people are used to doing.
I'd heavily argue that there's a better way to show your audience that a specific character is racist rather than the ways that Sameer does it. Now, the story behind this video is that this man just bought this property and he was moving in today, but his key didn't work and it was early in the morning and he didn't want to wake up his property manager. So he tried to break in through the window using a clothes hanger. Now, Sameer's writing, like many videos in this genre, are said to be super basic and direct, so the content's easy to understand for a wide audience of people, even if they don't understand English very well or they're a younger person. This is how Darman explained the uncanny natures of his videos to people who are skeptical of them. I think he first said this when Cody Ko talked to him.
Your audience, you know who your audience is. My audience is universal. So not everybody speaks English as their first language. Keep that in mind. And there's a big deaf audience. So we try to have things that are very visually compelling, not just rely on dialogue. And a lot of kids watch it.
And to me, I think that this is a blatant cop-out for lazy writing and capitalizing on stereotypes and racism, especially when it comes to Sameer's videos. This idea insinuates that foreign people aren't smart enough to understand the intricacies in American storytelling, which absolutely isn't true. I mean, if you look at it the other way around, we don't need films from South Korea to be dumbed down to the most basic storytelling in order for us to enjoy the film. If this is what these channels were worried about, they would hire someone to correctly subtitle the films in other languages, so it's easier to understand the message. And these videos, at least for Sameer Bhavnani, are absolutely not okay for children to watch, so I'm really not sure what the goal is for his content. Well, I do know what the goal is. It's capitalizing on sexism, ableism, and racism for the sake of making money with outrage clickbait titles and, surprising people and getting people to talk about him. Now, the logic of a dude who breaks into a house that he just bought because he's too afraid to wake up the property manager to help him out is just insane. Sameer ends this wholesome video by telling us about his Sameer Bhavnani app. He makes it clear that the app is family and kid friendly right after a video where a man repeatedly made racist comments towards Black and Asian people.
What are you doing? He's a black guy. He had a gun. I keep the goodies in and the baddies like you out. The black man's back here.
We just dropped the Sameer Bhavnani app. You can download it now on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. This app is completely family friendly and kid friendly. So make sure you download it now if you want to check out all of our latest content and more. The app is completely free to use. We just have some ads playing on it, and we have options to remove the ads as well. App.
Now, of course, children should be exposed to the idea of racism when they're younger and learn how to be anti-racist while they grow up, but Sameer Bhavnani's videos are not the way to do that at all. Besides the absurdity of the scripts that Sameer writes, the fact that a non-Black person is writing and directing this many videos about racism against Black people and profiting massively off of it is really gross. He knows that these videos do well on his channel, and rather than talk about the racist experiences that I'm sure he's had personally, he decides to capitalize on Black racism over and over again. In this video, racist Karen kidnaps 12-year-old girl for PlayStation 5. This young girl winces when she learns that this woman's name is Karen.
Oh, hi.
You got yourself PlayStation 5?
Yeah, last one in stock.
What's your name a little ago?
Nancy. And yours?
Karen.
Oh dear.
And then Karen throws this girl in the trunk to kidnap her, even though you can clearly see that the trunk isn't isolated from the rest of the car and the girl could just crawl over the seat. The girl pulls out her phone to call her mom, and the lady finds her and then gives her some slaps that sound like full-on body punches.
Hello?
The mom luckily finds her daughter, and Sameer goes on to give his life lesson of the video, which is that this girl shouldn't go into a stranger's car no matter how convincing they may seem.
Nancy learned a valuable lesson that day, that she shouldn't go into vehicles with strangers, no matter how convincing they may seem.
Even though the girl resisted from the lady the whole entire time and then out of nowhere was just forced into this lady's trunk. So I'm not really sure how that's a lesson that she can learn because she didn't make that mistake in the first place. Now, in this video titled White Dad Vomits on Chinese Boss, we are shown an abusive dad who forces his kid to eat food.
Just stick it in your mouth and eat it, Eric. Eat it. Eat it. What a little baby you're being, just like your mother.
The dad's boss calls him and tells him that they have a meeting with the Ying Mas.
Got a meeting with the Ying Mas.
That's incredible. I thought they were booked.
But then later in the call, he just calls him Ying Mas.
Ying Mas is extremely particular about where and what he eats.
But then later, when the man actually shows up to the house, he's called Mr. Ying Mas.
Hi, you must be Mr. Ying Mas.
Besides the fact that Ying Mas isn't a real name and it's just a racist fake Asian name that they came up with, they also massively push the racist Asian stereotype that he has unusual etiquette and he eats gross food.
Mr. Ying Mas.
Hey, they don't do that there. Okay, let's see what you got, Ying Mas.
He even says in the video that the food is supposed to be spoiled and have fungus on it, and that's how they like to eat it.
Come on, Frank. You don't want to offend Ying Mas here, do you?
This is a delicacy where I come from. Yes, that's how we eat it. Spoiled. The more spoiled, the more fine it is, like wine. It's covered in fungus. I insist, you guys, eat this.
And they shoot this video in the same exact room that Sameer's dumb YouTube plaques are in. Kind of takes you out of the video when there's a tense situation going on and you have a big plaque behind you that says "To catch a cheater, 1,000,000 subs." Now the man ends up vomiting all over Mr. Ying Mas. And hey, he's fine with it and he keeps eating because he's a Chinese person who eats disgusting food and he loves it. A very cool and normal message to send to people. Very funny. So then the man goes to the bathroom and he drinks bleach and then plunges his mouth multiple times with a toilet plunger, and then he takes a cold shower, as notated by the text "cold shower" that pops up on the screen next to him. He talks to his son about the dish later when they have a real heart-to-heart about how their experiences were similar, and he says it's a dish called Yao Bao, and his son loves it because his Chinese friend has it at his house, and so he begs his dad to keep around the fungi-infested food for him to eat.
I think they called it Yao Bao.
Yao Bao? I know what that is.
You do?
Yeah, I ate it at my Jin's house. Her mom makes it. It's so good. Oh my god, Dad, please don't throw it out. I like to eat some. It's supposed to be super healthy and full of protein and vitamins.
And that video has over 500,000 views and 96% likes. And with a lot of Sameer's videos, people comment as if the situation's real. It's very bizarre. I'm glad that Frank learned his lesson the hard way. What one person likes, someone else does not. Thank you for this video and message. Now I want to get away from this channel as fast as I can, so let's talk about one more Sameer Bhavnani video.
What is going on here?
Yeah, Karen, I can't believe it didn't fit. Hey, what are you doing here?
George. The P.E.Coach.
Yep. What you're watching is absolutely a real Sameer Bhavnani video. And the man portraying the disabled husband? Yeah, that's Sameer Bhavnani himself.
George, this is Karen, my wife.
Wife? You married Karen?
Oh my god, you are cheating on me.
Now I can barely stomach this video because it's so insulting that I don't even want to give it the time, but wow. Did Sameer outdo himself here? I'm just going to list off some main points from the video so you can get the general idea. First, Sameer rolls in with what seems to be an atrocious portrayal of Stephen Hawking, except the wheelchair moves on its own without a motor. He has the full motor function of his wrists and fingers, and he's played by an able-bodied man. Oh yeah, also Hank has a boxing glove attachment on his wheelchair, pushing the idea that disabled people are like these super genius cyborgs. Of course, his wife who's cheating on him's name is Karen.
Yeah, Karen.
Karen.
Please, let me explain.
Help. I can't see.
She also pushes him face first into a closet so she doesn't have to look at him while she says that she's cheating on him because he is disabled.
You are disabled.
And then she pushes him down a flight of stairs. And they use Mortal Kombat clips to show his bones breaking.
Hey, what is going on, Karen?
Fire Kombat!
And then he starts speaking. He starts speaking for the first time.
What the? Oh my god. Holy god. My body may not feel any pain, but my heart
did.
I genuinely think that Sameer Bhavnani is one of the worst people on YouTube right now. Jay Station faked the death of his girlfriend for views, and I'm starting to think that I understand him more than I understand Sameer. Now, I could talk about how disgusting his videos are for hours and hours, but I think we all understand the destruction that he brings to this platform with these videos that are getting millions of views. I mean, Sameer's channel has 290 million views on it, and it started like a year ago. He continues to grow and recognize that the absurdity of his videos is what drives people to watch and talk about his content. He doesn't care if he promotes racist and ableist stereotypes if he can cover it with the guise of a life lesson that you can teach to your kids. And that's what's so wrong about what Sameer does. He not only promotes these disgusting ideas, but he tries to play it off like he's the hero and he's the one showing the moral of the story to everybody at the end of every video, as if he's not the one who wrote these disgusting characters and the dialogue in the first place. At least the other bigots online are straight up about how bigoted they are, so it's easy to avoid. With the unusually positive reception of these videos and the growing audience between Sameer's channels, I think it's safe to say that he's becoming more and more dangerous with every single view that he gets. But for right now, we're gonna stop there, because next week I want to dive deeper into Sameer Bhavnani by looking into his next channel, To Catch a Cheater. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please share it with someone else and hit subscribe and do all the stuff that YouTube likes that you do. If you want to support me, that would be very helpful and I'd appreciate that a ton. If you go down in the description below, you can see my other channels, my other social media, and everything else you'd ever want to know about me. I'll even link my new Spotify playlist down there. It's awesome. Check it out. That's all from me. I hope you guys have a great week. Stay safe and be a good person. Bye.